Hello and good afternoon. My name is Pastor Patrick, and I'm delighted to join up with all of you as we begin this wonderful journey of ministry preparation. I'm coming to you online from the United States of America, North Carolina, Raleigh City. Receive greetings from my family, my wife Pauline, and our three children, Prince, Perfect, and Precious. We're excited that we will be working alongside each one of you as we all develop our calling to serve our God. It's such an exciting time indeed as the world becomes a global village and technology helps us to close the divide of ocean and mountains and valleys such that I am able to reach out to you and you too, you are able to reach out to me. Allow me to just introduce myself briefly, and I'll be requesting each one of you to introduce themselves by a way of writing a brief paragraph which we will share online, and you'll do a video like I'm doing in our class, and we'll be able to share that with other students. As I said before, my name is Patrick Warutere, and I'm born again Christian. I'm born and raised by a farming family in the Laikipia Plains, and I schooled in Nyeri, and later on went for my college in Nairobi, where I did fine art. It was at the last year of my college education where I was presented with the gospel, and I received Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. And the people who did pre-evangelize were deacons from Parklands Baptist Church. Till today, I can mention Pastor Moreido Ashira, Deacon Rono, and Brian Kidura. Were greatly used of God to help me understand that without Jesus Christ, there is no going to heaven. For he says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. And it's that time that I gave my life to Christ. And I was invited by the late Wanja Washira and her husband, Pastor Washira, to Parklands Baptist Church, where I was discipled by the leadership of Pastor Ambrose and Pastor Simon, and got exposed to outreach, evangelism and prayer and service. And under their leadership, God developed in me a passion for mission. When I was closing over to the year 2000, I sensed a call to depart from my career of becoming a fine artist and serving the Lord full time. I sensed strongly in my heart God calling me to consider full-time ministry. It was not easy, and I'll be sharing with you my testimony about how I answered the call. I struggled a lot, but eventually when I trusted God fully, I went to the church and talked to the leadership, and they were gracious to receive me and give me some space and say, do what the Lord has called you to do. And sure enough, God had put in my heart the first missions office of Parklands Baptist Church. I called it Global Mission Center, and it's still there today. And with other collaborators, God helped us establish this sending arm of Parklands Baptist Church. I served there for about 5 years, coordinating outreach effort and recruiting new young people who are willing to come and serve God. And that's where I met my wife Pauline, as she passed through the system of answering God's call, and we were married in 2005. And immediately when we got married in Parklands Baptist Church, pastors there offered me an opportunity to be a part of a church planting movement that was happening in Murang'a. In 1 month in our marriage, we moved to Murang'a town, and a very new area in our lives. We hadn't been to Murang'a before. In fact, my wife had just come from an assignment in Tanzania, a place called Morogoro, and that's where we were thinking God is calling us to go and reach to the Waruguru people. But eventually we sensed God placing us at Murang'a. So we have been in Murang'a for the last 13 years, pioneering Murang'a Town Baptist Church. And I'm glad that right now you're seated in that church that I've seen since its day one. And we continue to see God establish a center of excellency for disciple making and people who reach the world for Jesus. And you are part of that team. And so we are excited, and in the year 2017, God opened a door for us to come with my family to Southeastern Baptist Seminary, where I'm pursuing an MA in theological pastoral ministry, pastoral ministry. This way I've been for the last 2 years, and I thank God for His hand upon me and my family. We are doing awesome, and we look forward to finishing our study. And as we do this, I must also say that we are not just studying, but God has also helped us to continue with the grace of church planting, because the call does not know any geographical boundaries. When the Lord calls, then we serve Him. He says, in Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria, and to the uttermost parts of the world. And so me and my wife are championing the church planting movement in the United States of America. And we have already established a congregation by God's help. It's called North Raleigh International Baptist Church. And you'll be hearing a lot of testimony coming from this end. Hopefully that, God willing, you will see us in Kenya, and some of you will come and minister alongside us here in America. So I'm excited to be one of the lecturers in the Epic Bible School. And my 2 subjects that I'll be taking you through is planning. I'm very interested in the planning element and aspects of the preacher and the life of a church. And so I'm excited about sharing what I know about planning, and so that we may become more effective and reach more people even in a shorter time. And I'll also be talking about missions. As I said from the beginning, I'm a church planter. So mission is where I have grown, coordinating and surveying and implementing different strategies to reach different people and in different seasons. So I'll be also taking us through that course. Today mainly is introduction and getting to know one another, and getting to see the course context, so that we can get ready for diving in. And I wanted to begin with asking each one of you to write down and share with me after you write and record your testimony, which I wanted to have three or four areas where I want you to reflect on your family, whether you're married and how many children God has blessed you, if there be, or you're still in prayer level, you want to know about your family life, and also your education level. Where are you going with your education? Because I am trusting God that many of you have a dream to study and become good readers in our continent. Then also your ministry calling, whether you have already identified your ministry calling or you're still searching. We want to know your position. And the 4th one is what you do for life, whether you are a tent maker, whether you consider yourself full time, or you just what do you do for life. We would love to know you in those 4 areas. So that's your personal testimony, and I would love you to write it down, but also record it in a short video, not more than 7 minutes. And I know God will help you, and then we'll find a way. Our Dean of Student, Pastor